Hey, yes, we have microphone problems. Sorry. Hello, good evening. Welcome to the stream. Second stream of the day, obviously. World Cup boycott series. I'm trying to stream whenever there's a World Cup match live, whenever I do have the time capacities. Now, first things first, let's have a quick look at what the fundraiser is doing. So we are currently on 75 euros raised out of the 750 euros goal for the end of the World Cup. This is the aim, and we're going to donate this to migrantrights.org so that hopefully working situations such as the ones surrounding the World Cup right now do not happen again. Now we're going to donate at the start of every stream day and at the end of every stream day. Now the stream day has already started. We already did a stream an hour ago for the match just before. Now we're doing our second and last one of the day now, because afterwards I have to go out for dinner with my girlfriend. I say have to. I very much look forward to it. I will have a great time. But lots has happened. It has been an incredible time in a Football Manager to see Journeyman save. And we have had a fantastic run to end our league season off, which sees us now play in the Love 41 playoff final. There's only one playoff. Love 41 PIL versus Championship, so that's the third tier of Irish football against second tier of Irish football. We're looking to get promoted out of the third tier into the second, having finished second in our league. However, it's going to be a tricky tie. Newington have gotten promoted the season before this and have now stayed a season, obviously, in that flight above, which will have helped them build a bit of a better team. So it's going to be a tricky tie, and we have just come off the back of a cup final defeat, which was heartbreaking. You can see it in the first minute. And then William Rory, captain, leader, legend, you would hope, 36 years old, came in with a hip injury. We gave him injections. It was predicted he'd be out between 4 and 10 months. So at this kind of age, now it's predicted to be 4 to 7 months. This kind of age, I would argue it's career ending. But he doesn't seem to have any intent on retiring. I would prefer a coaching role if he was to take it. We can't have a look at his coaching attributes. But getting sidetracked, yeah. So I wanted him to be available for the cup match so that, hopefully he can lift the trophy at the end, have a nice final send-off. And he just decided to absolutely hack his man down from behind, scissor kick him from behind, and get the most deserved red card I probably have ever seen in Football Manager. As a quick look at it, it's a bit of a thing of beauty. This would probably have been his last game for the club, and that is heartbreaking when you think about it. Look, Wells is going to play it out. Here's Rory. Focus on Rory. So Cartwick plays it out to his midfielder, and then he just twats him down. No need as well. And that's exactly the kind of behavior you wouldn't want from your 36-year-old captain leading the side out in a cup final. Showing a bad example, and in the end we deservedly lost. It is what it is. We brought 512 fans to the game, which is very nice. But, big and better things to come. We have Newington now. Obviously, it's going to be made tricky because we have to play Mr. Aaron Cochrane in DM. He's not even fully learned the position. He's not the best player. He's got a lot of physicality, but not a lot of mental and technical ability. He's kind of like the polar opposite to William Worry, who doesn't have any physicality anymore anyway. He's going to drop even more now after injury, but had good technical and mental stats or attributes in the area which were important to play in a defensive role here. But we'll see how Aaron Cochrane does. We don't really have another option. And yeah, I think without any further ado, we're going to progress through. Another thing to point out is that Bradley Yip, as Christopher Watts apologizes for his poor performance, as does Bradley Yip, he has a twisted ankle and he's been playing with injections as well. I don't normally like playing with injections unless I really have to. And the fact of the matter is we don't have another right winger. And if we want to have any chance of progressing through here, and we need him out there. We are also having rested all the players who kind of started and are going to start again midweek or on the weekend against Newington, just so that hopefully as many players as possible will be ready and raring to go. Andrew Ferguson is going to study for a new coaching qualification, the National B license. He is our centre back, but also coach, and he actually is one of our best coaches around. So hopefully he sticks around. Those mental attributes and also, pretty decent coaching attributes for this level. I'm very, very happy to have him in the coaching staff as well as in the team. He's been a very important player for us as well. And yeah, it's going to be quite interesting to see. So the internet seems to be holding up quite well. We had to kind of cancel the stream prematurely yesterday at the same time here because the internet did not want to do its job. It's just too slow. It's not going fantastically fast or perfectly, but I think we've got a smooth Stream running as far as I can see, which is very good to see. The assistant basically suggested change everyone except for Aaron Cochrane, which is quite surprising. I don't know if he understands the magnitude of the match, he thinks our players are too tired, or just a completely different idea of what our good players are and what aren't. And now he comes up to us and says we should hold a team meeting, give the players some word of encouragement ahead of the upcoming playoff final. He thinks we get the best reaction if we ease the pressure on the players and tell them they're not expected to win, which I think is realistic. We weren't expected, like we were expected to finish bottom in terms of the prediction. Pre-season, we joined the club when they were mid-table, and we pulled them up into this position. But I don't want anyone being distracted by the hype around the playoff final. Just go out there and treat it like any other match. Exactly. Just focus, play like any other match, and hopefully, we'll be able to get a result. Very well, and we've got a press conference coming up there with Neil Stewart in attendance. Obviously, big game. We'll go to the press conference. How important would it be for for a club like P.S.N.I to win this final and secure promotion? That would be huge, as this is the top division, which Linfield won the most of. I don't know what's showing us that as the competition. We want to play at the highest level possible. This club belongs on more illustrious group. No, we don't necessarily deserve to be playing at a high level. No, I wouldn't say that either. I don't want to put too much pressure on the lads. Obviously, it would be nice if we were promoted, but if for whatever reason it doesn't happen, it doesn't diminish the work they've put in this season. Exactly. It's been huge work. P.S.N.I facing Newington over 2 legs. Most people think your team has the advantage to the second leg being at home. Do you concur? I'm happy to have the second leg at home, and will certainly approach the first leg with that in mind. Yes, I think so. No, take a decent result home to us, and then hopefully finish the job there. However convincing we do that. It's an advantage to play away from home first. I don't know. The game can get away from you. I don't think it really matters. I don't think it makes any difference which way around the games come. Bearing in mind your congested fixture list, will you consider resting any players in order to bring fresher faces? No, we don't really have any good rotation options. It's a possibility, but one I would rather avoid. There's been something of an inquest at Newington following a 4-0 defeat against Lohar in their last game. Surely this is the perfect time to play them. Yeah, they are on the morale and bad form, considering they have just dropped down. Let's have a quick look at their schedule. Well, they've actually made a bit of a push in the relegation group, gathering 6 points in those 5 matches. But look at what they did ever since mid-October. They hadn't won a league match until early March. So actually, they're on one of their better runs. I think they'll come out fighting, and we have to be ready for that. It's fair to say P.S.N.I, the police service of Northern Ireland, by the way, it's our club, don't forget that. It's fantastic. Didn't have the best of times against Limavady United. So are you looking for a reaction from the players in this game? I'm hoping to see a positive reaction. That'll tell me that we're going in the right direction. Yes. You have any update on Williams Morris injury? He can just go fuck himself, really. We have to be patient with injuries like this one. I'm always reluctant to talk about injuries. No. He has a long road ahead of him, and the most important thing is making sure we give him our full support in his recovery, because I'm not very confident that he will make it back onto the football pitch. That is, like, will not die. Training week in review, that's fine. We just praised him for training last week. I'll have a bit of a sweet snack. So we're getting ready to play Newington. So one change we're going to do to our team. Ben Mitchell has been starting to as a centre back, but he's the guy who's only got that 4 strength and 6 jumping reach. I never really was a huge fan of. In the end, he kind of won the place because the other players weren't performing too well there. He, however, has performed pretty poorly, especially in the cup final and also off late. So Matteo Lavorca is going to rotate in. We haven't given him too much of a run out in the first team, but whenever we have brought someone off the bench, we have seen him play for the B team, he has done very well. He likes big matches, enjoys big matches as well. So nothing to fear too much there. And yeah, Jack Graham's also been on a torrid run of form. So we're just going to see if the Italian maybe can change it up. I think it's the only player in the squad who's not either Northern Irish or Irish. I'm General info. No. There it is. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. As we're already here, and he says that Bradley Yip is not ready for a fitness test at this point and is not ready for selection. Now we have given him injections, so I'm not sure if we can still start him or if the game is not going to allow us to start him. This could be quite problematic, and I don't know where Nathan Riddle has gone off to. He's down here. I don't know what happened there. Okay, that will be interesting to see. We'll save the game here, Season 1, Stream 40, before we jump into the match. Yeah, I mean, if Yip can't play, then that's done for basically. Don't have another right wing. Like, we can play someone out there, but it's going to hamper our chances massively. As Dundella's hope of getting promoted are going to be thwarted by Ballard or Mullard, by the looks of things. I think whoever wins this then has to beat second from bottom in the division above. So that's quite a tricky task to get promoted out of that league if you don't win the league, which Warren Point did. Let's go to the tactical meeting. Let's see. I don't know what that means. Are we not allowed to start him now? Let's go to excellent conditioning. So might be fine. Many players are a bit tired because the cup final was just 2 days ago. I think this is going to be our setup. Jamie Maston, goal, Bryars, Lavorka, Ferguson, Riddle make up the back four. Cochrane, Wilson, and Tumulty in the center of the park. Turkington and Yip down the wings, and Chris Watts in the advanced forward role. Let's see if it lets us start. So Lavorka is lacking much arms. Okay. So I think that information was on Bradley Yip making like his full recovery from his twisted ankle, not considering the fact that he's playing on injections currently. I'll pump the fist and say the fans are really up for this match, so we need to match their passion and intensity. Let's go! As ooh, they have a game, a guy with a picture, Craig Farquhar. Oh, we don't know anything about him, but good. Where's he? He's on loan from Bodymanar, who are in the top division. Sky Blues. Okay. Other than that, obviously, I don't know any of the players. I don't know the difference in quality. All I can do is just hope that, you know, us being on arguably the better form and the morale kind of helps carry us through this, even though we're missing our main player and one of our main starters is, you know, playing on injections. Which I'm not sure. I would believe has a negative effect on the performance, even if not a huge one. As they have brought in 923 people in attendance. Would have thought for a game of this magnitude, maybe at home they would get more in, but staffing, I guess. As early on, we look to be dominant possession, keeping the ball very nicely. I like to see that to begin with. As we even got a shot off already. And yeah, I don't see no reason why we shouldn't push the positive. They haven't created anything, and maybe we can make that possession count and go for a bit more of the forward ball. Although the fast side falls with them on a corner kick. We're on extended highlights. It's a bit late for the first side. McVornock is going to take it. Let's not concede from this, boys. Okay, Farquhar was under it. So basically, any result is a good one. Like any decent result, like even a defeat by a 1-goal deficit away from home wouldn't be the worst. But going back home with a draw would be absolutely perfect. As Morgan goes close for them there, it'd be absolute dream, absolute dream. Riddle on a free kick. He's going to shoot. He shoots. Oh, not a bad effort. Put some power behind that one as well. Dipped in time, which just was a little bit wide. Aaron Cochrane in a more familiar position. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but can't really do much about it right now. We don't really have another DM. Like Wilson can play in DM, but he doesn't have quite the defensive capacities. But Cochrane is doing well so far. I'll encourage it, boys. I haven't done that so far this match. It was a bit of an oversight from me. So we're going to have a highlight with us in the throw down on the left-hand side. Cochrane on him. He's going to shoot. No, he finds Tumulty. Looked for Yip. Can't get there. Yip, shoots! Shot blocked, and Walker with an easy routine save. Just plucks it out of the sky. But good to see us going for those. Walker's not impressing too much yet. That's a bit disappointing to see. Hoping for better. As we are going to go into the break at 0-0. I hope, by the way, my tuning is not picked up by the mic. If it does, sorry, I'm sure that doesn't sound too attractive. Okay, any takeaways from here? No, nothing that I can think, I can see or pick out. But overall, you know, I'm not displeased with this. We've kept them fairly quiet. We haven't been, you know, the worst team out there. And as I say, getting a draw back home, not be a bad result. Lavolka is a bit of a worrying sign. But maybe he'll grow into the match with time. Pass completion I'm not too worried about with him because he's set to be a non-nonsense centre back. But I don't know, I was kind of expecting his rating to be better considering that. Johnny Wilson picked up a yellow. Bradley Yip's playing poorly. Okay. Let's go to the dressing room. I'm proud of everyone else so far. Keep going and we can win this. Or draw it, which would be a win in my book. Yeah, we'll keep everything as it is. It's been going fine. That would be a goal kick, okay. That was a bit of a cheap giveaway of possession with kickoff. Corner kick to them, 53rd minute, but want to go over it again. The first one we saw of these will look dangerous. Looks to the centre again. Oh, Michael Morgan. That looked a bit easy the way he got there, considering how many players of ours were around. I'd like to see more of a challenge. Massey can't do much but fall over. I was just at a too close a distance. There's like 3 players of ours around, and Morgan wins the header against all of them. That is very, very disappointing. Puts us 1 goal down, but again, even a loss by a 1 goal deficit is not a huge problem. Obviously, if we could avoid it, it would be even better. Nathan Riddle's not played well out there, so we'll bring on Mark Whitfield. Give Riddle a rest as well, so he's fit for the next match. Johnny Wilson's on a 6.5 and a yellow. Bring in Matthew Hanna and see if he can do any better. This Aaron Cochrane is the best performer on the pitch. Let's go, my friend. Chris Watts doesn't look too good. We bring on our really main striker of the season, in Jacob Moore. And we shall confirm these changes for now, but I don't think we'll wait long to take Bradley Yip off and look for other options. There is goal kick here for us. The ball in possession finds Ferguson. Cochrane turns over the top for Jake Moore off the bench. He should have tried to take that down. I don't know what that was. Bradley hits it long for them. Lavolka does the same for us. It's a bit of back and forth here. Matthew Hanna. Beautiful pass to Turkington. What's he going to do? More across the box. Tumulty! It's 1-1! Let's go! Yes! Yes! Goal out of nothing, to be honest. That Jakey Moore even put the shot in there, and the keeper didn't like hold on to it. It's very, very nice. Attacking then, ball across was a bit too far. Moore goes for the shot. Goalkeeper just struggled to get there even. Tomalty fast to it. Let's go. 65 minutes in, we're leveled. Stewart's been allowed to run into space here. He's going to shoot. If he takes those on, I'll be happy to see him hit those all day long. As Walker takes a goal kick for them, 69th minute now. Ferguson jumps under it. Rooney, of course, got a lot of space here. Whitfield will close him down. Cole shoot, and that's tame effort, but almost went into the bottom corner there. Lots of highlights falling right now, and scared that most of them are for them. Well, we scored from one of them. Why not score from another? Ferguson, ball over the top. Tuckington can get there. Fight more, please. More. No. Oh, he scored so many of those type of goals. Most of them coming over the right and throughout the season, and now he misses it. Max Ferguson is very tired out there. He needs to play again in 2 days. I really don't want to, but we will take him off. We'll stop preventing a short goalkeeper distribution because now we don't have to hide in defense. Because we need him in 2 days' time. And we can't have him like start the match tired already. Okay, other than that, bring on McLaughlin for Bradley Yip, but Bradley Yip's got the pace and he's still got fairly fresh legs that he can always make a difference. And everyone else playing fairly well, so we'll stick with it. We're not going to slow the pace down or anything. It's been an even encounter, so there's just as much chance of us scoring a second as there is of them. So we'll just take the chance on that. Jake Moore. So there's no guarantee that we'll look to like level pegging with them in the home tie as well. So Ferguson wins that one just before he comes off the pitch. Hannah's found him behind our playmaker. Oh, and I was just about put away from the defender. I was very close. Encourage the boys. That seems them in a good mood. I like to see him play in a good mood. Obviously, we don't make the XG battle because our goal was a high XG opportunity because Tomalty had just to put it in the open net basically after he got there first. Ben Mitchell is struggling to meet the pace of the match. It's really not what we want to see. Bradley Yip has not improved his performance really. Tomalty is also looking a bit tired. Take him off, bring on Jack Owens just so that in a couple of days time everyone is going to be fit and raring to go for the reverse fixture. Just hope that our defense doesn't make any stupid error with Mitchell feeling like he's unable to meet the pace of the match coming off the bench. We've seen too much of that this season, players being so insecure when they join from the bench. I don't like that. Matty Hanna wins it back, looks for more, but that was a bit hopeful. Cool to take it down that right hand side. Midfield blocks it and Mitchell has it. Don't do anything stupid. Okay, that was okay. Give away possession, but at least not in a dangerous zone. Morgan looks for Cole down the right. He's found a lot of space always when he receives the ball, but he's done well, of course, closing him down. Hannah gets there. And highlight ends with nothing happening. Do we go for another one of encourage? Yes, yes we do. Massey's frustrated by that. Most other players are a bit motivated by that. As they have created them more recently. We'll go not cautious but balanced. response to that. Corner kick here, let's not concede from this, please. Please. McVarnock assisted one already from these. Morgan in the middle again, who scored that one. Cochrane blocks the one off the post. Cool. Get rid, please. Massey saves the header from Morgan, who got that one away way too cleanly without any pressure on him. Mitchell just gets rid. Turkington heads it down to Owens. Maybe something here. No, it's closed down. And final whistle. Let's go. Okay, 1-0 draw away goal. I don't think away goals go into the consideration. Now this is a very good result. This is a very, very good result away from home. We are definitely second favourites here, especially considering the injury problems we have. Cochrane deputising fantastically. Hopefully you can do it again in a couple of days' time. I'll tell the boys, I have sympathised with you all. It was one of those days because we had to bet XG, so maybe some of them will be frustrated. I think there could have been another answer there. I should have given them some praise. Really, that was a bit unconsidered for me, just blindly going with the systematic answers. Ballina Mallard are gonna go into the promotion playoff against to get into the top league of Northern Ireland. However, we are interested in getting into the division. They have just played in this season. In terms of criticism or praise, I feel like the only one who would single out is Chris Watts, who has played really badly that game. Not got a single shot off. And we'll see the next one. Oh, God. Look at that. Look, we do not have a single player who's a yellow card away from getting a suspension. But Johnny Wilson, the one player who got a yellow card in that game, I didn't realise that. So we're going to miss Johnny Wilson, not one of our best performers, but undoubtedly one of our best players. Undoubtedly, star player stated as well. But we're going to miss out on him for this match. Matthew Hanna is going to have to come in. I don't know what to do on the bench, to be honest. Mr. Blackstock can join the bench. Because we don't need any more defenders, do we? So Lavorka grew into the game at the end. Again, the pass completion isn't quite there. Ben Mitchell, good performance coming off the bench, but I don't want to give up that many headed duels, so we'll stick with the defense as it was. Well, actually saying that, we will start with Mark Whitfield. Just stay a bit more solid defensively to begin the game with. And these guys will all get a rest of 2 days, so they're as fit as humanly possible for the next match. Riddle will also get that. Okay, can't do it like that. Training, rest, 2 days. Okay. And then, yeah, there's not much left to do other than hope, to be honest. As Bradley Yip has picked up a second injury on top. Suffering from a twisted ankle that reminds the players out to be. Bradley Yip's not going to be able to play. Bradley Yip's not going to be able to play. Well, cross that bridge when you get to it, when you have the confirmation. Post-match press conference, yes, of course. Fans are seemingly amazed that Bradley Yip wasn't substituted today. What did you see in his performance that perhaps they didn't? Not a right midfielder on a bench. There's a hard, passionate desire every second he was on the field. Those attributes always make it tough to substitute a player. Would you agree that Liam Cole was the best player on the pitch? I mean, he got the ball a lot, but didn't really do that much with it. So, no. He played well, but others matched him too. That was it. Okay, thank you. Recruitment focus update. Well, we're gonna need a lot of fortune I forgot to get anything from this match, but stranger things have happened. Oh, Johnny. Why was it you that had to get the yellow? Why was it you? You got reports about the Austrian national team situation. Polynomial amongst the leaders for interceptions per game. Don't really care about that. I mean, obviously, we've just gotten a away draw. We're taking them back home to our place now. They don't have more rest than we do. It doesn't sound like we should be second favorite, but they look the better team out there. Our team looks to be getting thinner and thinner, and especially in positions where we don't really have the capable backups. Well, I'm amazed with how Cochrane dealt with the situation. So I would be really amazed if we're able to get that promotion back. I kind of feel like I'm not realizing what's at stake here. We could get promoted with this team, with the police. I'd be scared going to the next division with this team. I hope we'd get a lot more money for building our squad. But I wouldn't be so sure. This pre-match press conference is about to begin. What are we talking about, Neil? You secured an away leg draw for your side home as a slight. Your side return home as slight favourites. Do you share this view and believe your team can progress? Well, at least the expectation. I say I'll freely admit that it's not going to be easy, but with a bit of luck, anything's possible. We'll need luck. Luck, not yuck. Also, latest on Bradley Yip's injury. I don't think he'll be able to play. I couldn't give him any more injections. His injury thing says that he should be returning to training in 6 days, but I don't think he'll be able to play. I believe he's still a little way off, but he's making progress. The team looks well on course to realize the long-term objectives set out some time ago, so you must surely be confident in this job too. I don't know what you're talking about. We achieved all the objectives already. I want to let up now. This is no time to get complacent. Okay, that was it already. Ahead of the biggest game in arguably the club's history, because they have never played above the level we're at currently. And no, think about it. Is this the club's highest ever finish? It is. It is the club's highest ever finish in league football. That second spot in the... No, it's not. No, they were in the championship a couple of years ago. Okay, no. So it wouldn't be that big an achievement. Forget I said anything. But maybe the police is going up. There's a squad planner update about to be coming. I'm not sure what that means. Thank you for the information. City's Walker signs a new 2-year deal. Good for him. As important information there, a competent comprehensive medical department will probably help injury prevention and rehabilitation. That's what you should have, not like our club. But pretty terrible physios. See by comparison, yeah, not that good. Planning for the current season squad plan is due to be updated for next season preparation for a new campaign. If you want to keep any of your current plans, please ensure they are copied to prevent losing any changes you have made. No, we'll just set it up anew calmly when we get into the new season. The P.S.N.I players named in Team of the Week. We've got Mark with obviously not many teams played, so like 4 teams played. So getting 3 of our players in there is not that impressive. Andrew Ferguson, Mark Whitford on off the bench. That's interesting. And Tony Tumulty. As Bradley Yip's not recommended for selection. His conditioning looks poor, so I think we can't play him. I'm very scared, but I think that's the situation we're in. Let's see, fixtures. Tactical meeting, trigger press when the ball is played to Liam Core, yes. So for some reason the match was just light and medium, even though we just played like the 3rd game in 6 days. Basically this is our team. Don't really see to make any changes. If we submit team, Bradley was not fully fit and may struggle to see out the match. No captain selected. Matthew Hanna's 22. Do you know what? In that case, we will bring Riddle in to start. Hopefully he'll do fine against Cole. So we could start him. Apparently. You know what? We're gonna try it because it's not like he's gonna be an impact sub with things as they are, is he? Okay, apparently, I thought the game would stop us from starting if he's not recommended to play. This is a match. No, it's not a match we should be winning. Are you mad? It's important that we make full use of our home advantage. Let's go out there and get a result. We'll put in a prayer. I have faith. With Jesus juice never hurt anyone. Well, actually, might have done sometimes. That's not what we're here for tonight. Okay, let's set up the occasion. We have promotion playoff second leg. We've drawn 1-1 in the first leg. We're at home for this. Injury rules continue. However, we've shown ourselves to be capable at this against this side in the first leg, and yeah, we'll just see what we can do in the reverse fixture. Actually, the sound is off. How long has that been going on? I didn't notice that today yet, so if that's been all day, I think it was. Obviously, it was none of that beautiful game sound. Hopefully. We've got 865 people in attendance. Considering it's a Tuesday night, that's a lot. As Tumulty has it in possession here. First highlight. We lose out on it. Yep. No, to Rooney. Rooney shoots over. I don't know why I will suddenate that. Okay. Goal kick. Riddle on the ball. Cochrane. Again, look decent to start out. Riddle over the top. Can't find anyone. They played long to the center. We want a header and Cochrane. Almost got there. Cool down the right hand side. Danger man for them. Turkington is with him. Swings a cross in. How the players have been called ball watching. Damn, my god. That was dangerous. Nevertheless, we'll go positive. We'll basically always do 15 minutes. We should just set the tactic up to be positive. But, oh well. Encourage the boys. Most of them don't want to hear it anymore. I've said it so often. Walker, goal kick long. Ferguson wins the header, but we can't keep hold of the ball. And Morgan is in down the right channel here. Good block by Fergie. I know we will look. Yeah, it was Fergie, not Walker. Corner kick. McGann, new guy swinging it in for them. I thought it was always McValnock. Or whatever his name was. Two games we played, 2 times we've conceded against them, and 2 times it was Michael Morgan from a corner kick, and that was perfectly placed. I can't be that mad about this one. The other one was more frustrating. That's not a good start. We've looked second best to everything so far. And we could turn it around here. Cochrane finds more. Oh, I don't know why he didn't shoot there. Yip got a good shooting opportunity, but it's blocked and goes behind for a corner. Riddle's gonna take it. Who's he gonna look for? Cochrane? Moore? Where's Ferguson? Where's Ferguson? It's back there. We should be more front and center. Cochrane. Can't find his man like that. Encourage the boys. We want to see more. We want to see more. Tumulty doesn't want to hear it apparently. We're just so limited with our options. I don't really can't really think of anything I can change with a ton of fortunes around this game. Bradley Gassed. What a guy to be playing still, to be honest. Despite his twisted ankle. I'll highlight falling here. Free kick to them. I just want to go to attacking to maybe push for a goal before half time, but I feel like it would be a bad idea to risk something here. Maybe we can just assess the situation at half time and then see if we want to make changes. Let's just make sure we don't concede here. As Ferguson's a terrible ball. Cross to Rooney. Morgan! Michael Morgan scored another! Oh, he's quickly turning into their hero. I'll berate the boys following that. That was just mateys. I don't know what Ferguson's thinking, just shooting it across the, I don't know, 12 yard box, 16 yard box there. No, what is it? 18 yard box? I don't know. English measurements, American. Berating the boys. It was a pretty good reaction, but oh no, a corner kick. We know they're threatening from these. McGann. Tumulty heads clear initially. Okay, we get rid of it, and Moore has it. Can you do something with it? This is a wide area. Come on, look up. It's coming behind you. Hannah. Across Turkington. Yes! Nick Turkington, big game player. If we do get promoted, we'll have to build that guy a statue. He's been a liability for most of the season, but towards the end, he's coming through. Hannah, how he spots that. Like eyes in the back of his head. Turkington runs onto it and smashes it top corner. Whew! Apparently we have some fight left in us still. Analytical data. Can we take anything away from here? What's that? Anything we might want to change up. Statistics. Love Walker again has looked poor. Ferguson has too, to be fair. In terms of passing. Anything Riddler I like what I'm seeing of. I mean, Cochrane again has looked very convincing out there. Matthew Hannah, fantastic, good stuff. Just forward line, which is a bit disappointing so far. Bradley, yep, very tired. We'll leave him some more minutes to kind of tie out the left back before we'll make a change there. Show me something better in the second half. Tumulty, you can be an attacking midfielder on attack. We want to see more from you going forward. Other than that, we'll see what changes if we stay on that attacking mentality. That's on a knife edge right now, isn't it? Again intercepts. Cochrane fumbles over Rooney. Good free kick opportunity to them. Who's going to be taking it? Michael Morgan for the hat-trick. He's going to shoot. What blocks it, but corner. McGann over it again. Where is that danger man? Can't see him. Okay, we get rid of it initially. Second ball. Call. Ah, dangerous. That was close. Okay, we haven't seen much yet of us in the second half. It's only 7 minutes in. Patience. Okay, looks like we're at least getting some shots off. Again, a corner to them though. Can't be giving these away so easily. Again, Yip gets rid. Bradley picks it up though. Down left, Gowdy could shoot. Finds Patterson instead. Come on, win it back. Counter. Here, tackle him. Pressure. Cool, over the top. Cool. Whizzes across it and Rooney gets there, and it's a quality finish to be fair. It bounced just in front of him and he took it with power. Backed himself there. That's a beautiful switch out to Cole as well. Question mark, would that have been different if we started with Whitfield instead of Riddle? Who knows? Well played from them to be fair. We're back to being 2 goals down. We'll pressure them more. That looked like we could be in for the counter there. Bradley Yip will come off. It'll be McLaughlin coming on. It will be... Don't we want to take off Hannah? He has looked good. With Tumulty playing as a central midfield on attack. It's a bit counterintuitive, you know, pushing a player back. Considering we are 2 goals down, but I think this might just him roaming to that space and actually he can play in here. Attack midfield on attack. To be slid in by McLaughlin, hopefully. You've got 2 advanced playmakers. Don't really like doing that. Should we play him as a deep line playmaker on support? Or is that just make him less effective? We'll keep them on advanced playmakers. They're far enough away from each other. It should be fine. Chris Watts looks motivated. I don't want to bring him on yet because we might just want to switch it up to have 2 strikers up there. So we'll give the changes we just made just a couple of minutes. See how they work. And then maybe make a decision. Put some encouragement out there. Looks like it's going to be a step too far for us. Nathan Riddle picking up the yellow. We want to see at this stage. Okay, Tumulty's having a bad match out there. We'll take him off. We'll bring Chris Watts on. Chris Watts can go advanced forward. Cochrane will make way for Owens. Owens will be offensive midfielder. Hannah will be a deep line playmaker, just dictating play from deep. Moore will poach around here. Riddle's not played well. Should we pick him up for Whitfield? Maybe fresh legs is what we need and not the quality on the ball that he brings. And all the other substitutions wouldn't really make any sense. Go a bit more direct. Play for set pieces, anything that helps at this stage. Stick narrow. Distribute quickly over opposition defense, please. Let's see. Come on. Not a highlight falling here. This might be the point where we just lose the game because we're chasing it too hard and commit to anybody's forward. Although McLaughlin has hassled that, putting the ball back twice. Now he's kept a hold of it. Advanced playmaker on the right. Place it back calmly. Walker. Over the top to Watts. Watts. Owens. Jack, what happened? Just side-footed. Oh my god, he's absolutely lost it over. Can we have a look at that? No, that's not it. There it is. Okay, McLaughlin hustles, wins it back. And here we go. Wonderfully calmly played. Bryce into Lavorka. Lavorka does his no-nonsense centre-back thing and bangs over top to Watts. Beautiful find. Oh my god, Jack Owens. Oh dear. Come on, boys. Bring on Ben Mitchell just because he's got a bit more quality on the ball than Walker. Maybe that's what we need. We're creating some opportunities. Not a lot, but I wouldn't expect us to create a lot. They're probably sitting fairly deep by now. I'll demand more because it's such a big game and I just want to see a bit more of a fight. Tarkington free kick. Ah, I almost backed him, you know, because he's been so clutch. McLaughlin over the corner. Come on, find Ferguson. Can't find anyone. Demand more. Come on, something, boys. We tried. We tried. We threw the kitchen sink at them in the end. It wasn't to be. Jack Owens scores that goal, and you know, stadium's lit with hope, and everything could look different. But as it is, that wasn't it. Price, that's McLaughlin. In the end, we're beaten, but it was all rather convincingly. Performance very, very narrow. They took their chances. We didn't take ours. On the balance, I think they were probably the better team, but can't fail to fault the boys for lack of effort. We got rather unlucky with the injuries and how it, you know, team was constructed with one of our main players leaving after the transfer window had already slammed shut. But we gave it a good effort. It was a nice season, lads, and I think it's fine. I can't accept losing this time. It's unacceptable. No, I'll tell the boys. We weren't good enough. It's simple as that. We must improve. We want to come back stronger next year. And considering how well we've done this season, I want us to push for promotion next season, of course. As yeah, final result of the season. It's a rather disappointing one. Jake Moore will get disciplinary measures for his poor performance out there. He had a fantastic spell of goal scoring around here. However, it quickly materialized that he's just not a clutch player when it came and mattered and it was in tight matches. He couldn't quite be a difference maker, which is very disappointing. Bradley, if we're not going to criticize again, he's been playing with an injury for so long. He never should have been a starter. He had to be in the end, and he's done very well overall this season. Sadly, we were so close to having a hugely successful season, getting promoted, winning the cup, and in the end we come away with nothing. As Matteo Walker disappoints. Obviously criticise his passing, because that was dreadful. And yeah, I mean, we still finished second, considering from where we came in, qualified for a cup final. So it wasn't bad overall, but to meet Neil Stewart for the last time in the season. What are your thoughts about the aggregate defeat? I'm pleased with the performances over the 2 legs and felt we deserved more. If we deserved to go through, we would have won the tie. It's as simple as that. I'll say that shaking my head as well. A bit disappointed, of course. Was the occasion too much to handle? It's hard to do anything but applaud Newington for a fantastic performance. We never stood a chance. That might be a bit too much praise to them, but you know, sometimes you got to butter up your opponents in case we face them again next season. As Armour Boss has been spotted at the dub because he's reportedly interested in Craig Bryers and Gerald Walker from them. I really do hope that Craig Bryers is going to stick around for us. He is a very good player. I don't see why he would go to Armour, because after all, they finished far below us in the table. Not sure who's considered the better team, or the bigger team, but I would think it's us. Let's have a look at our profile. We haven't gone up in terms of reputation, but maybe it hasn't updated yet. As Wowie joins the supporters club, which doesn't really matter because, again, I don't think he'll play for us again with that injury. And I know that sounds mean and negative, and it's not just because he, had that malicious red card in the cup final, although I'm very, very disappointed with that. But look at his physical stats. As much as he's still a smart and good player, and he's always, wasn't the best in terms of physicals, this is just, it's just too much, 2 stamina, 5 acceleration, 5 balance, 5 pace, 4 strength. I don't know, it's like he'll soon struggle to get out of bed if he keeps this up, going down in those attributes. Jake Moore apologizes and improves in determination. Lavorka accepts his warning. We'll wait for the kind of end of season email and do our squad planner for next season. This is, I think, like, well, we'll leave the stream for today and we'll come back tomorrow with preseason and hopefully raring to go for the new season as well. Let's see, has it updated now? Doesn't look like. I don't know. I think we'll have to wait until the thing comes up. There we go. End of season review for the police service of Northern Ireland. Don't forget, we're the police. Whoop, whoop. What a season it's been overall. So it's disappointing that it had to end with such disappointing results, but very nice. New arrivals: Parent William Worrell, Owen, Slavorka, Graham, Massey, Louis Blackstock, John McGill, and Kobe Hunter all came in on this season. Jamie Massey is one of those who started without a club, apparently. I don't think we have any youth recruitment at this club, which is a bit sad. Henry Kappa we released. Jonathan Courtney moved on, apparently, to our opponents. Did he play against us? I don't think he did. Was it Love 41 Championship? No, I don't think he did. Interesting. Didn't realize that. Who else moved on? Aaron McFarlane. Goalkeeper. It looks decent. New season's results. And the board are pleased that the team reached the playoff of the TUF 41 Premier Intermediate League, and I am too. 45 points from 27 games. I don't know how many we got from our game specifically, but it was very, very good. Distillery to be relegated. Bangor are going to be leaving us. And they will obviously be replaced by teams coming down from the division above and up from the division below. We joined the club here for the game against Armagh. That was our first one. So we did our job to be somewhere around here, where they were sitting bottom of the table. Then they won the 2 games with the interim manager against Distillery and against Bangor away from home. We were riding high at the top of the table. Started with a win, which was really nice. Then we kind of didn't kick into second gear with three draws against Limavady United and Donington. Those were actually good results because they were in second and far above us in the league at that stage. So we felt that was fair, but against Port Stewart last minute, we can see that it was very disappointing. Then we got back on that horse, beating Ballymacash, Tobermoor, and Queens. Lost against Armagh, which was a very disappointing result. Won against Banbridge, lost against Mayola, and then since then 6 last matches, most of them against top half sides, 5 of them. Won 4 of them, only drawn 2. It's a fantastic run. And the biggest achievement of the year is, of course, we defeated Queen's University in all 4 matches played against them. They are our big rivals, sharing the stadium with us, which they own. Yeah, it's really nice. Love 41 Championship, so it's considered in that competition. Because we faced the team from the Championship. Knockbraid are going to join us from the league above, by the way. The board are pleased with the team challenge for promotion from the Love 41 Championship play of the season. Yes. Northern Irish Cup. We lost in the first round we entered in, 4th qualifying round against Ballymacash Rangers. That's disappointing. That's good to know. I think there's a chance we'll be in the Northern Irish Cup next season, so maybe a run in there would be fun. Bet McLean Cup. I have no idea who plays in the Bet McLean Cup. We'll kind of figure that out next season. Toolsbet.com Steelers and Sun Cup. We got knocked out by Donegal City after a 1-1 draw, I guess, on penalties. Although, yeah, no, that's disappointing. And Macomb Coach Childhood Trophy is where we got into the last round. We didn't play a single tie at home in the entire competition, but we were able to qualify for the final. And in the end, Limavady was a step too far from us. As you can see, top goal scorer Jake Moore, 7 goals, because he scored that 4 bomb against Lurgan Town. Let's have a look at the moments to remember. Yes, biggest win, 6-0 against Slagan. We just mentioned it. Jakey Moore announced his name on the stage with 4 goals. A match to remember was the 4-2 victory, which we were in charge of against Queen's University. And that was a very, very nice victory, no doubt. Goal of the season is in the game, the first stream of today's stream, first video of today's first stream, first game of today's first stream was Riddle's fantastic curling effort, and we have to have a look at that. Cannot. Okay, I still have to go through it from here. That was such a good strike. We went down early. As you can see, we absolutely dominated the game at the end of it, so it would have been very disappointing. But Nathan Riddle got us back leveled with this. So his corner gets headed back out. He plays a 1-2 with Yip, and oh my god, take it over. He just hit it. Let's kind of slow the pace down. Okay, and we go back a little bit. Look at this. Look at this. He just takes it on first time. It floats over everyone. It dips at the perfect moment. You can't get more top corner than this. You can't. Incredible. Wow. I'm so happy. I'm so happy he scored that goal today. There's a couple of lights turning off and on behind me. Fantastic. Finances. Okay, we're still at a local reputation. That hasn't really changed. No changes here either. Total merchandise sales 52 euros, non-domestic sales amount to 5 euros. That's also automatically 10% basically. P.S.N.I best 11. How has Lukas Adamczyk got a 5.65 average rating? Well, it's just at his new club. I don't know why it shows like that. For us, he was a lot better. As our Polish target forward winger who halfway through the season jumped ship to sign a part-time contract for 160 euros a week for 1.5 years in his homeland of Poland. Can't blame him, because obviously getting money at that sort of age, going back home, absolutely fine by me, but it was a bit disappointing because it was after the transfer window ended. So we couldn't replace him, so that was part of the reason why we struggled so much at the end of the season when Bradley Yip was injured, so we don't have any other right winger. In terms of the teams of the season, so Jamie Massey, the youngsters in goal, Craig Bryars at right back, Ferguson at centre back alongside Mitchell and Nathan Riddle. So I fully agree with that backline. William Worry and Johnny Wilson ahead of them, absolutely also agree with that. Nick Turkington and Lukas Adamczyk, I would have obviously put Yip in there because he's still at the club and he was more important in our tenure, but Adamczyk's obviously a fair shout. Tony Tumilty, number 10, and Jake Moore in that striker role. That is exactly how I would have lined up as well. The only argument I would have made would have been down that right wing. Fans player of the season is Andrew Ferguson, a centre back. Fair enough. Ben Mitchell is young player of the season. Quite surprised at that. Goal of the season, Nathan Riddle. No doubts there. We saw it. Top goal scorer, Jakey Moore, 20 goals. Most assists, Nathan Riddle, 11. Good to see. Most player of the match awards, Jake Moore, 6 of them as well. Highest average rating is Andrew Ferguson, 7.2. And most passes completed, that doesn't matter. Quite weird that it's always there. Record breakers, Jake Moore, most overall goals by player in a season. Most league goals by player in a season is 11 for Jake, and also gets the record for the club there for now. Most goals by a player in a match is 4 for him. Most goals by a player in a league match is 3 for Jake Moore as well. So he's broken all sorts of records. Nathan Riddle, most assists per player in the season. Most clean sheets goes to Tom Hegan with 7. Most player of the match awards in the season goes to Jake Moore with 6. Worst discipline is Craig Bryars with 9 yellows and 1 red card. That's pretty terrible. Youngest player, Jamie Massey, debuted for us at 16 years and 214 days. Oldest player, Lukas Adamczyk, played for us at 40 years and 42 days. And I am so sad not to have him around anymore. I love that Polish target forward, right winger, right target forward thing. Fastest goal was Tony Tumilty after 2 minutes and 5 seconds. That's actually pretty late. I thought we scored earlier, but I think that's maybe just in the league. Youngest goal scorer was Bradley Yip at 19 years and 324 days, just before his 20th birthday. And oldest goal scorer was Lukas Adamczyk, who apparently scored him the last time he played for us. P.S.N.I have been brilliant since turning it on in the middle of the season. Their football was a joy to watch, says Neil Stewart, our friend from the Belfast Football Free Press. P.S.N.I looked sharp when they had to be in the middle of the season. Few will have expected this outcome, but they gave themselves a chance and have reaped the rewards, says Shea Maxwell from the Northern Irish Football Express. And here we go. That's a new introduction to this year's Football Manager, isn't it? That dynamic timeline. So this season, it's been a long one for us. We were hired in August by Vandersporks FK to lead the team into a new era. So it was a very, very tricky position we were hired into. We were at the bottom of the table, quite a few points behind the safety zone, but the problem was that also the teams around us all of a sudden put on a mad run of results, and we got pretty unlucky. We changed the captain there as well to Peter Mandich. Then we got relegated after in the 8 games we had. We took it to the final day, but we just didn't have enough, got relegated by 1 point. Vandersporks FK expected fall from the 2nd division, and she didn't take the edge of the sadness of their fans in the stands when the dreaded R came up next to their names, to the team's name on their phones. On the 25th of September, the day we got relegated, Vandersporks tells us to collect our things with past company because they had been relegated out of the playable league, so they couldn't even have hold on to us. Had they wanted to, which I think they would have considering the run we went on towards the end. And what is that? 2.5 months later, we didn't have that much money saved up. We were just in a drop for 8 weeks before that, so we went hungry for quite a while. Brahim Berger was hired as P.S.N.I's new manager, and here's where the fairy tale begins. New leadership, we changed captain as well, putting William Worry in charge. I think it was already. I think we just changed the vice captaincy. On 20th of January, highly rated youngster Bradley Yip joined. It's another notable event that happened. Record intermediate cup victory, won 6-0 against Bergen Town, a record that was later beaten by a 9-0 victory in the latter stages. But it's still a club record for the highest victory. And what is that? Winners win. P.S.N.I set a new club record as they win 5 matches in a row. Interesting. Didn't realize that we did that as well. Prolific Moore. Jake Moore broke the club record for goals in the season in a prolific campaign, and that saw him score 20 goals. Fantastic. And that's what happened this season. Supporter profile update. We've got 7 more new followers on social media. Let's go. 30 season ticket holders still. I don't think anything else changed here. Supporters' influence on the board is still very low. Seasonal performance analyst review. That's fine. We don't need to do that. Club vision and expectations meeting. They basically just want us to become an established club in the league. What happened to all the cup things? Okay, they're not down yet, but that's fine. Yeah, that's very easy expectations. I like that. We'll just accept that. Squad dynamics update. Let's see. Briars also supports us now. That's good because we didn't have the best start of a relationship with Briars, to be honest. Interestingly, Johnny Wilson has dropped his concern about us not having enough depth in attack midfield. Or maybe he's just enjoying his summer holiday, or maybe he's got his mindset to move away anyways. End of season team meeting, yes, we'll do that in a second. New season team report. We've got not that many notable strengths and a lot of notable weaknesses. That's fine. Already issued season injury report. Yeah, it hadn't been ideal. Thanks for the update. P.S.N.I squad have now gone on holiday. Expected to return on the 17th of July. It's a 2 months break. When did the season start this season? Okay, the 20th of August. That's cool. Yeah, no, we've got enough of a prep time then. That's absolutely fine. Post-match analysis, yeah. We care for that. Okay, end of season team meeting. I think it would be a good time to let the players know what you plan to achieve for the next season. Season is finished now. It's time to focus on what we can achieve going forward. I think we can earn a mid-table finish next year. So wait, what did we say? Club vision, become an established team. What does that mean? Mid-table, I guess. Looking ahead for next season, also we can avoid a fight against relegation, stay up comfortably. Yeah, I think that's a good shout. It's been a long season. I hope you all have a good break. You're going to need to come back fully refreshed because I think we're going to be in a relegation battle. Let's see. Let's say avoid a relegation battle. That's a target we'll get behind. We'll see what kind of players we get in, what kind of players we sell. Yeah, we promises when we're back, and then we'll assess if in the new season we actually think we're capable to get promoted, or if the squad is good for us, which there's a chance of because we're not in charge of transfers. Then maybe that would be too much to expect. Thanks. I'll see you all for the start of the pre-season. So that's pushed morale up, and it's not like it was that low anyways. Let's see. So in terms of dynamics, we just had a look at it. We already have 4 players who support us now. It continues to be a situation of no one opposing us. Let's see, however, what we have to say in our profile. Has our reputation increased? No, 5%. That's a bit harsh, I think. 5% reputation. I attributes have improved either. I would have thought we had a bit better. Managing finances apparently is 49%. Okay. Well, that really is a bit disappointing, have to say. But well, we'll just have to deal with it. We always expect to be out between 8 to 11 months, and he still doesn't think about retiring. Can I not tell him he should retire? Apparently not. Because he's a good leader, I guess there's not a good reason to get rid of him other than to give the captaincy role to someone else without causing controversy. I don't know. Well, did the squad plan update yet? It must have, right? So look, what tactics do we want to be going into next season? So you want to stick with something similar to this? Or do we want to go to like, you know, a standard 4-2-3-1, something like that? I wouldn't mind going in with something similar to this, to be honest. You know, maybe making this like a deep line playmaker to get a bit of, making this a deep line playmaker, this central midfield on attack, and this advanced playmaker, something like that. Overall, yeah, I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it. Maybe push this guy up. If we have someone other than Tarkington in there. Yeah, I think it's gonna look something like this. We could also make this just a defensive central midfielder role. Our players pushed up a bit further. You know, like just a centre mid on the defend or ball winning midfielder, something like that. I'm not too sure. Well, let's just have a look. Okay, so in terms of next season squad planner, Jamie Massey obviously wants to keep around as our first choice goalkeeper. I would also kind of like him to sign a part-time contract with the club, but probably can't really afford that, so we'll keep him around as it is. No one's interested as things stand. Jonah McGill, I have no qualms with. I would really not mind keeping him around. He dreads playing big matches though. And Tom Hegan, I would also really love to keep around, but not if he's on a part-time contract, not if he's eating up that much of the wage. Let's compare him actually to Jonah McGill. See who the better player is. In terms of shot stopping, they're very similar. Distribution, McGill's portally is a little bit better. Speed is where Tom Hegan excels. Eccentricity she is as well. Yeah, so I do like Tom Hegan a little bit better out of the two of them, but if it comes down to it, and we would have to offer Tom Hegan a new part-time contract, I don't think there's any point in keeping him around really. And he would have to take a lower squad role as well. Do you know what? Actually, we'll set him as a cup goalkeeper, and if he takes offense in that and says he's not willing to take that role, then there's no doubt that we want to be getting rid of him anyways. John McGill is set to be a backup, which is fine. And then we just have 2 goalkeepers to go to next season. Yeah, ideally we keep what's his face, Tom Hegan around. But if we can't, then we can't, and that's fine. Right back, Andrew Ferguson is not going to be considered for this position. He's going to continue to play in centre back. Craig Priors is wanted by Armour. I really hope we keep a hold of him. He's said to be an important player, and it can stay that way if you ask me. You know, very bad going forward, but so decent defensively, so nice, such nice physicals. So yeah, we'll keep him out there. Jordan Diven, it's kind of the B-Tech. Craig Briers, I always say, you know, very, very nice physicals, decent defending. Can't do much else, but ideally we will keep him around, I would hope. If we have a look on the other side, we also, of course, have here Mr. Where is he? Not shortlist, sorry. Senior squad best suited. Colby Hunter is leaving us at Mark Whitford, but he's also on a part-time contract. He's dropping massively in terms of his attributes. As much as he still would be a good player to keep around, I am more than happy to see him leave and just let his contract run out. Actually, I feel like I should set that up by saying set for release. So with him, I'm sure. With Tom Hegan, I'll kind of leave it to the director of football what he wants to do with him. And that leaves us with Nathan Riddle, who gets top of that list. He's had a decent season for us, if not amazing. Daniel Courtney to back him up. He's got a bit of potential left in him. He's definitely more of a defensive player rather than a good player going forward. But he's a good option to have. We leave Nathan Riddle on a fringe player for now, depending on if our Doff wants to bring someone in. Nick Tarkington, we will keep in that left winger role, I think, because he's a bit of a sleeper defensively. He's got that 5 marking, 5 positioning, 4 tackling, 5 concentration. So we'll move him from here and consider him as a left winger. Now centre backs, here's where we have options. William Worry we will not consider anywhere, to be honest. Andrew Ferguson could be in here, but I think we will leave him in that left centre back role because he's got a okay left foot, whereas most players don't have that at all. Same thing will go for Ben Mitchell, who will only ever be a backup, although he's set to be an important player. And he's wanted by other bigger teams because of his drop-off in form. Like I will make him a squad player, and if he complains at that, then he should suck it up. Ask Riddle to resolve the issue. Says he'll try. Discuss issue with Mitchell. He'd like to stay an important player. Yeah, your form is not that good. I don't think that's fair in the slightest, and I won't agree to it. I'm going to follow these changes whether you like it or not. It's your choice as to what happens. I have to make sure I'm doing the right thing for me, and this doesn't work for me. Okay, so we're probably going to be not having Ben Mitchell around. Again, the recruitment I'll leave largely down to the backroom staff here. But obviously, I am the manager. I will give my opinion. He is unhappy now at the club. I'm very sorry about this, by the way. You know, he's a decent player, but that jumping reach and strength just showed itself to be too much of a problem, and I don't think we can look over that. Jack Graham is a decent option, and he's set to be a fringe player, so as long as he does not want to move on, I'm very happy to keep him around. But I think we're going to move Matteo Laborca up to be a starter next season. Now, he's very much a no-nonsense centre-back, which is not my favourite thing in the world. But he's a very good defender. He's just 22 years old. He's Italian, which I just love. If you didn't know, my girlfriend's Italian. He's got other nationalities, both Irish and Northern Irish. He's got a level-headed media handling style as well. Speaks of a good personality. He stays back at all times. So he will be our main options in the right centre-back role. Ben Gordon is also here. That's all I can say about him. He's got that 1 concentration, which makes me not like him a lot. We'll keep him here in case other players leave, because then we can call upon him. But I don't necessarily want to have to call upon him. And maybe a bit more of a more likely option to call upon is Mr. Louis Wilson. He was one of the first players to show support for me, and we are going to look to give him a bit more match time next season. I think when we look here, yeah, he's not necessarily got insane potential. Obviously, we could ask to bring in a new player here, because these all aren't like of mad quality. But I think we've got good options. Someone's going to hit some good form. So I think we're set in a pretty good position here, actually. He is one of the port steward. Actually, what we will do is we'll improve his squad status. Let's put it to fringe player. That will hopefully make it less likely that he'll want to move on. And in the meantime, we'll have a look at left centre back. So we said Ferguson and Mitchell if he stays around. Jack Graham, not really. Lork, not really. We'll leave Louis Wilson on this side as well, because he would be a no-nonsense centre back anyways, and maybe a bit more of a stopper option with that jumping reach. And we do like to play a stopper in that left-hand side, even though when Ben Mitchell plays there, we don't. So that's good options in centre back, good option left back and right back. So long as no one leaves unexpectedly in like the back five here, perfectly happy to go into it. Like obviously we'll leave the director of football free range, and if he finds someone he wants to bring in and suggests them to us and agrees a deal, then we're not going to say no for most of them. But considering the options we have here, I wouldn't mind leaving things just as they are. So let's have a look at our defensive midfielder role. Now Johnny Wilson is going to be in the creative midfielder role. I have no doubts as to that. Yeah, that's definitely where he is suited better to. William Worry is not going to be considered. Louis Blackstock is a bit of an in-betweeny and not sure what to do with, kind of like, let's just keep him around because he's on an amateur contract in case other players leave kind of guy thing. But he will go towards the bottom of the packing order. Maybe arguably more towards the creative side, but he's not really creative. Jack Owens is also more of a creative / number 10 kind of player. He's definitely not one of our defensive midfielders, so we can remove him from here. Tony Tumulty also definitely isn't a defensive midfielder. Aaron Cochrane definitely is, I'd argue, so he will stay in here. Matthew Hanna is also more of a creative outlet, I would argue. No, he's not absolutely useless defensively, but on the ball is definitely where he has his strengths. So he will get removed from here. Rory McLaughlin, I think, is a similar story. Yes, also more competence on the ball. So these two are there. Now Aaron Cochrane done surprisingly well in those 2 games we had to call upon him following the injury of William Worry. But for full season, him as our starting option in that more defensive midfielder zone or role, I'm not sure I want to trust him with, especially because it's also on his, sorry about that, it's also on his weaker foot. Like he'd be playing on the left-hand side. So we just kind of need to figure out what role do we want this to be. Maybe we want it to be a ball-winning midfielder on defend. We definitely want it to be a defensive role. Yeah, I think we'll put it as a ball-winning midfielder on defend for now. We might consider pushing it back to be a DM. I think it's just easier to find players who are practiced in the art of playing in CM positions rather than a CDM position. So we will, at this stage, create a new focus for midfielder left, a player suited to ball-winning midfielder, transfers and loans, current ability 2 stars upwards, standard. What does this mean? Include players who have matched. Yes, of course. MCBWM. Let's just go for a defensive midfielder. Confirm that. Okay, creative midfield spot. So I've got Johnny Wilson, who's definitely suited for this. What I'd also be tempted to do is make this central midfield on attack, push past it, and make this kind of someone who drops in an advanced playmaker support role, helps these players out. And we've got like 4 runners ahead of him. That could be very good now that I think about it. No bowling midfielder, semi-decent passing like capacities. Oh, that could be really fun. Midfield on attack, asking a bit more of his physicality as well, maybe. It suggests Mazzala on support, but could be, but sounds a bit fancy for this level, doesn't it? Depends on what kind of role we have on the right-hand side in the end. Anyways, Louis Blackstock, we are considering more for the defensive role. Jack Owens. Yes, kind of more of a playmaker, but with full composure, also not really. And 2 dribbling. He was kind of perfect for the attacking midfielder support role, wasn't he? And with penalty, maybe we'll make them attacking midfielders on attack instead. That wouldn't really help, would it? Okay, we'll just keep the tactic as it is for now, and these 2 boys in that advanced position rather than in here. Aaron Cochrane is on the other spot. Yeah, Matty Hanna is definitely a nice option here. I really like him. As is Rory McLaughlin, who I think we can, if we now stop training as a right winger, put him into the advanced playmaker role in midfield. Those are 3 players there, so I'm also very happy with that one. So far it's only the defensive midfield role where I'm unhappy with, where I would like to bring someone in. I'm really liking the view of this like squad planner thing. Attack midfielder, we will bring in senior squad players, best suited Tony Tumulty, and also Jack Owens. We'll keep them this way around for now, although I wouldn't put it past Jack Owens to take over that role. Let's compare them actually. Compare with. Okay, maybe we have to do it the other way around. Tony, okay, that works. They both have a lot of cons. They are. Jack Owens is a bit more 2-footed. He's got a reasonable left foot, which is a very nice commodity to have. And in terms of attributes, let's highlight the ones which are relevant here. Attacking midfielder, support. So dribbling is a bit better for Tony Tumulty, but that's only a secondary important attribute basically. Finishing is a lot better for Tumulty, which is huge because we saw that cost us in the last match. Jack Owens absolutely just sliced the sitter way over. He's got a 13 fast touch though, so he can connect the play. He's not got any heading in case he ever pushes into the box. Not got any long shots. Better marking, way better passing, better technique, worse vision. Have to point that out. Work within teamwork are better though. Positioning is better though. Off the ball, very nice. Flair, also okay. Decisions and composure is where Tumulty wins, and that is like the big weakness of Jack Owens. 9 decisions, full composure. That full composure is why he can never be a playmaker, even though all his other attributes suggest he should be. Aggression 6 to 12. Agility he wins slightly. Yeah, no, Tumulty will be the main option. We'll see if Jack Owens can kind of win the place. Tony Tumulty, obviously we could look for better players in this position, but I do like his like composure and decisions. He's just a smart footballer, and he's not done too badly to us for us this season in that role. I'd also like to make it an attack midfielder on attack. So we might try that with Tumulty in that position. We're not going to try that with Jack Owens in the position. I don't think he suits it. Actually, let us make him train that. Attack midfielder on attack, because we should kind of have the connection between midfield and attack anyways, with Hannah being like with that advanced playmaker in there. Let's put Jack Owens personalized instruction, and then maybe, you know, because I'd like to have like full men pushing forward, not all the guys here in support, and then just winger and advanced forward going forward. But I don't necessarily think we need to put someone here. Again, if they want to look for someone, good. If not, then not. Now, wings. Big position of worry. Nathan Riddle is not going to be considered here. Bradley Yip might do well on the inside because of his dribbling, but he just doesn't have the end product. There's a finishing, long shots, passing vision, all of it. Once he steps inside, it's kind of like, ooh. So I think the most effective and simple thing for him to do is just to leave him on that wing on attack, or just straight down the byline, use their pace, use their dribbling. So that's what we'll keep him on. So he will also not be considered for this side. Nick Tarkington, of course, continues out there. I am looking to push the winger forward. He's not necessarily best suited for that. We will make him a wing on attack. The only thing he really has, which makes him a decent winger, is a bit of pace and 7 anticipation, I guess. Other than that, haven't been too impressed. He's done surprisingly well in the position. Have a look, as a left midfielder, he's got a 6.8, scored 5 goals, and came through towards the end of the season, but I'm not happy with it. I really am not. This is a bit weird. I'll stop that. I'll create a new focus. Winger, standard. Winger left. And I will confirm it. And having Mazal out here would also make sense. Still undecided. So yeah, we definitely need like a starter here. Definitely. So we'll put that to 2.5 star. Might be a bit optimistic to look for that, but I'm sure we can find someone. And Bradley, we also need a starter out here. He's done really well. 6.89 average rating, 1 goal, 5 assists. Love it. Absolutely love it. But it's just not the quality we need. We need someone a little bit smarter, a little bit of a different option at least, you know? If they don't have as much pace, if they don't on attack with dribbling, that's fine, but like a bit more crossing, a bit more nous on the ball, let's say. That is what we need. So we'll create a new focus here as well. Winger right. Current ability 2.5 star. We'll keep it optimistic. And yeah, these 3 players we would need, and then we should also realistically be looking at. I'm just looking through here real quick. There's any players we just skipped over basically because they didn't fit the position too well. Not looking like it. Yeah, Chris Watts is off here. So Tony Tumulty can go, and Jake Moore will stay. Jake Moore will stay. We will make him a poacher, him individually, but I would like the role to still be an advanced forward, because I think, you know, there is purpose to us having an advanced forward there, dropping the wide areas. I think it was very effective for us this season because we played with an attacking midfield on support, an advanced playmaker on support. So even if Moore dropped out wide and picked up a good ball in behind, there wasn't anyone who would run onto it from deep. But now that we have the attacking midfielder on attack, we have someone who pushes more into the box. So having an attacking midfielder overall makes sense. But Jake Moore is just more of a poacher. All of his goals, most of his goals, have basically been poacher goals. Him playing on advanced forward was always more of a detriment to his his like performance ratings. It worked out for him in the end because he scored so many goals. He's 11 in the leagues, 20 overall, so 7 in the intermediate cup. But yeah, so we'll let him practice as a poacher, and then Chris Watts hit a short, like really bright spark of form in a very important moment against Queen's University and against Bangor. But I don't think he's worth the money we're spending on him. He doesn't feel comfortable in big matches. And he looks like such a good player, but for so long he was so disappointing. He also is more of a poacher, isn't he? So we're not going to say to set for release, because maybe they can agree a good deal. But I would hope, and I will set a focus as well, I would hope that we get in a new striker. And I only want him if he's of decent quality, so we'll put in 3-star current ability. So that's the 4 positions. We really need a defensive midfielder. We really need a left winger. We really need a right winger. And I would very much like to have a striker. We'll see what the director of football does with it. At the end of the day, we are dependent on him. We kind of have a veto in terms of transfers, so we can say no to players coming in. We can say no to player sales, but most of the decisions are made by the director of football. And the no to player sales is also more of a theoretical thing right now, because most of the players are here on either non-contracts or amateur contracts. We'll see if our director of football sees fit to change any of that or not. Committed spending for next season currently 131 euros per week, and we have about like double that available then, just under. Projection says that we should be fine now, but like a big reason why we are even in the positive is because we made so much money from getting into the cup final. I feel like we're operating at a big loss overall. And yeah, that's basically the ideas for next season. Most players kind of sticking around. I've been happy with how they did this season. Obviously, there could be places where we do things better or worse, but overall, this is kind of how I'm feeling. Like Ben Mitchell is unhappy that his agreed playing time has been changed, and he has a bit of support for that, but he's just not quite my kind of player. So if he's going to make a fuss about that, I have no big qualms about just releasing him over it, to be honest. Most of his support, all of his support still come from the other player section, so it's not the biggest deal if we get rid of him. Obviously, he's a good player and I'd like to keep hold of him, but we'll see how the situation develops. If he calms down, and if he doesn't, then we will just get rid. So that has obviously a big negative impact on our dynamics. And he's a fairly influential player as well, as Hegan and Watts oppose me following that. It might also have to do with them not having received new contract offers yet. I think that's all we need to do in terms of planning. Captains, maybe. Sir Nathan Riddle is going to stick around. William Murray, I don't think will. For the vice, Nathan Riddle is obviously going to move up to be a captain then. We look at the hierarchy. It's Ferguson and Whitford who are around there. Whitford's probably going to leave us. Ferguson only has 9 leadership, so I don't think he's quite the right guy for it. Priors might be. Let's see what kind of options for captains do we have. Matthew Hanna is too young and not important enough for playing time. Jamie Massey is just too young. Nick Tarkington is hopefully not going to be important enough. Johnny Wilson, 12 leadership is okay, 5 teamwork is very low. But Johnny Wilson would be a good option. Maybe that could also be a thing with which we tempt him to stay. Yeah, and then we are basically down to Andrew Ferguson already, who might not be a bad shot actually, with that 9 teamwork at least. So we'll see if Johnny Wilson stays around, then I'll consider him for the vice captaincy. Otherwise, it will probably end up being Andrew Ferguson and 2 oldies again. I'd like to make Johnny Wilson the vice captain and kind of groom him to be a club legend a little bit. Okay, I think that's all we can kind of assess. I will go through and set the player's personal training up now off stream. I think we're done for today. Tomorrow, when are we live tomorrow? Let's have a quick look at that. Hey Hassan, what's up? Is you around today? Yes, we lost the cup final. Sorry, confusion. We lost the cup final 1-0. It was heartbreak. Okay, I'll catch you up before we finish up here today. So fantastic run in the championship group. Last two games we won, putting us into second there. And you already see the spoilers. We were unable to gain promotion against Newington. So it was a season of so close, yet not quite there. So yeah, we got rather unlucky there. We had injury issues. Bradley Yip, our only option down the right-hand side, has been suffering from twisted ankle. We played him through it with injections, but obviously he was never going to play at the same level in that situation. And then in the intermediate cup final, the game before, last game of the season, William Worry picked up a hip injury, which saw him out between 4 to 10 months. So I said, we're going to give him an injection. We're going to play him in the cup final. He's our captain, 36 years old. His career is probably over after that. And he's going to lift that trophy for us. So what he decided to do was, of course, after we went 1-0 down in the first minute and struggled to find a way back, early on second half, he just decided to hack someone down from behind. Look at this, really. Are you going to stream again tonight? No, tonight, that's the last stream. Tomorrow we'll pick it up back up again with 2 streams. But, if you want to watch back the bots, feel free. Sorry that I spoiled them for you now. Cartwright plays it out towards us. And there it is. Wait, let's go back a little bit, have another look at this. It's a thing of beauty, really. Let's turn it a bit lower. So have a look on Worry here. He sees the opportunity to get the ball, and he just decides, never had a chance, man. He just twists down the player. Absolutely insane. It's the third time I watched it today. He's put a huge dent on his legacy. Again, I don't think he'll play for us again. Because, look at his physicals, 36 years old. As much as he's been a very good player for us this season, a good captain, and hip injury 8 to 11 months, I think he should just retire, to be honest. From football, that is. Tomorrow we go again with the next season. And then, heartbreak in the playoff final, in the playoffs. It was just a step too far overall. Like, we weren't completely outplayed. If the luck of the rub of the green had gone our way, wouldn't have been out of the question. But look, we got outnumbered at the dub. They brought 501 away fans. And if we're outnumbered at the dub, it's going to be difficult to get the dub. And that's just how it was in the end. But tomorrow we'll come back strong, and hopefully we can get promoted. I'm highly interested to see what our squad looks like, because I leave the director of football in charge of most of the transfers, of course. So it could get ugly. It could be a lot of fun. It could get very good, but I really don't know what to expect. It doesn't look like we're going to have a war chest. We're going to have the same amount of cash as this season. However, most players with the part-time contract are going to be leaving us, so we've got a lot to spend. But we'll just have to keep our eyes peeled for that. I think that's everything that happened that you missed out on. Let me have a quick look so I can tell you actually when am I streaming tomorrow, because I do not know schedule. What is it? Friday is tomorrow. Okay, apparently I'll be streaming the first game of the day at 11 AM and then the last game of the day at 8 PM. That's an interesting choice by me. We'll see if that actually happens or if I do it differently. But that's what apparently the plan is. And for now, thank you very much for tuning in. I think 3 viewers, last stream of today. I think we shall rate someone. We'll leave it here. Let's see if we find anyone interesting that's live. Let's see what's going on in the Football Manager metaverse thing. March 2023, who's streaming? Let's raid from someone who looks nice, who's got no one about. Ah, Mr. No, it's a rerun. We don't want to see a rerun. Okay, we'll go to ball. I just want to copy his name, please. Playing Q. Okay, how does raiding work again? Oh no, wait! Before we go, of course we have to do another donation. We already did one today. This is how the fundraiser is standing currently: 75 euros. Already a tenth of the way to the 750 goal. Tonight we'll end out with another €5 donation. We'll do a PayPal one. Does that work? Okay, maybe let me do this on the other screen though. Okay, it's going to show up. And yeah, basically every day, first stream of the day in the beginning, we'll do a bit of a donation, and at the end of it, we will also put in a bit of a donation, and then we'll slowly rack up. And anyone who wants to put money in, there you go. Thank you. It hasn't updated yet. It always takes a bit of time. Anyone who wants to put money in can. Anyone who doesn't, that's fine. If you want to find the link, it's on my Twitch about tab. It's on my YouTube. It's on my Twitter. Anywhere you can, want. It was unlucky this season, yeah, but we can get promoted next season, of course. But this is how the league table finishes at the end. It was really tight. Look at that. We got into the promotion play of on goal difference out of Darlingston. Rate channel. Yeah, we're gonna rate Blue Man Battery, who's streaming Football Manager for I think the first time. We're gonna see what's going on with him, and then yeah, I shall clink out because I'm going out for dinner with my girlfriend tonight to celebrate me finishing my exam and also her graduation, which is arguably the bigger deal. And yeah, anyone who wants to join the raid, feel free, and I shall see you tomorrow. Thank you for joining the stream today. Bye bye.